Welcome to How to Decorate from Ballard Designs, a weekly podcast all about the trials and triumphs of decorating and redecorating your home. I'm Caroline. I'm on the marketing team.
And I'm Taryn, and I'm a product designer.
I'm Liz. I head up the creative team.
We're your hosts. Join the expert team at Ballard Designs for tips, tricks, and tales from interior designers, stylists, and other talents in the design world.
Plus, we'll answer your decorating dilemmas at the end of each episode.
We love answering your questions, so don't forget to email us at podcast@ballarddesigns.net.
Now, on with the show.
Today, we're thrilled to welcome Anne Bohne Curtis, one of our very own featured artists. She finds inspiration in natural landscapes of the Southeast, capturing the spirit of her subjects through color, light, and brushstrokes. Today, we're going to talk all about the inspiration behind her pieces, how to work artwork into your home, and also your background a little bit, because we've worked together in other capacities before.
We have. Thank you so much for having me. And y'all, I'm also a listener, so it's really fun to be on this side of the microphone on the How to Decorate podcast. So thank you so much for having me.
Oh my gosh, thank you for being here.
I know, what an honor that you listened to.
Yes, and the three of it, like we have all known one another for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Because, as I mentioned before, we've worked together in other capacity. But why don't you just start a little bit with your background and how you sort of got into painting, and then we'll...
Okay, yeah. So I have been painting and drawing for as long as I can remember. It's some of my earliest memories, and it's just something that I feel drawn to do, and I really enjoy it, and it's all I want to do. When I was in college, we had the opportunity as seniors to present our full body of work as fine art majors to an auditorium of people. And that was part of our final exams, and then answer questions about the work that we'd created. And afterward, there was a gallery show where you were allowed to have your paintings purchased, and I had a sold out show. And from that point on, I was just kind of hooked.
You sold all of the work you had produced in college.
Yes. It was,
wow.
And what a wonderful thing to support fine artists that are entering the workforce. But so
that's amazing.
It was. I thought it was really. I hope that they still do that.
Were you shocked? Were you like, oh my gosh?
Yes, I cried. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that that people want my pieces of art. But
how many pieces would you say it was?
I think it was about 10, maybe
and
8 to 10.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That they all sold. Yeah.
So, okay, if you're looking for artwork, do not forget those university art galleries, because they are one of a great places to sell work from emerging artists, true emerging artists, young artists. So
fresh on the scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
But from then, I kind of didn't quite know how I was going to apply my art degree, and I very luckily came in contact with my boss and mentor, Beth Lacefield, and she was just starting a textile line in 2006, and I started with her and was able to see her first print collection go to launch, and I've been working with her and her company pretty much ever since, designing textiles. And it truly is an artistic job, because I will hand paint the designs that end up being used in textile art. Anyway, and while I was working for her, I got to meet some great people, Ballard included. And so yes, that's kind of how we all started and met.
Our listeners might remember that we had her daughter Frances on the show, because we talked a little bit about Lacefield. She has a company called Room 422, and we've worked with Lacefield for many years. And one of the things that always has made them such a great partner is just their beautiful patterns, and many of them, you can see the hand painting that went into it. And
it is truly done by hand.
And that was you.
Yeah. And we have other talented designers as well. But yes, it's part of what I love to do. But I took a momentary pause in creating textiles when my children were really young, and I went to full-time painting then. And it's something that I felt very drawn to do because it's this relationship that, well, my grandmother was also a painter, and she just kind of did it for fun. I mean, she did it because she, like me, just felt like it was something she needed to do. And we have this like tangible legacy of hers, of all of these works of art that she's created that my dad and his siblings have been able to share with our generation as well.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I was very fortunate. She, after my family moved to Savannah, she and my grandfather came along from Michigan not too long after. So I would walk over to her house, and she would teach me how to shade with oil pastels and bring out all of her materials. And she really made me feel like nothing was too precious that I couldn't, as a young kid, she was like, oh, of course, use these oil paints or, just dig in. So, it was nice to focus on strictly painting for that time that I was at home with my family.
What is your favorite medium now? Like, what do you most work in now? Acrylic?
Probably
or oil?
Favorite, I would say watercolor. It's the
yeah.
most portable. It's the easiest to kind of jump in and step back because, I mean, it's water soluble. You can create something, and then if there's a crying child in the background, you can step away for a little bit, and it's still fine to go back and work with. I also work with acrylic, and some of my pieces that are with Ballard are acrylic, and I have some watercolor pieces too. But I would love to work in oils, but I just don't really feel that I have the space for that right now. Maybe someday in the future, I can, because you really kind of need to have your own kind of ventilated studio in order to produce those works. And my home studio is an extra bedroom in our house that it's amazing to just be there with my whole family and create there.
Yeah, I should have mentioned that. Yes, we have several of your pieces in our collection where there's a watercolor of some pets.
Yes.
And so that's like a series of 4.
Yes.
There's some landscapes, and there's a still life
There's
floral.
a floral. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of a diversity, which I think is kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So the watercolored dogs that I have there, I'm a huge animal lover, and usually with watercolor, I tend to work really tight. I love creating full color watercolor portraits of people's pets. I mean, I just think what could be, I mean, more joyful than it being like, oh yes, okay, here, let me paint a portrait of your dog. But I'm constantly trying to find ways that I can loosen up and doing that sketch style of the dog portraits was kind of a really fun way to do it, where I just use like a little bit of watercolor as an ink and sketch it out. So it's my attempt to paint in a looser style.
Yeah.
I love how they are one color. It's kind of it's almost like a more abstract way to do it. Yeah, it's not so like precise where you have to get the exact color of the, chocolate of the chocolate lab or whatever. Yeah, what about you, Taryn? Because you also paint in watercolor, and you also...
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do too. I know I have like very technical questions. I want to be like, so what is your brand of choice for said acrylics and water? Yeah, that's no, your work is beautiful. I absolutely love your landscapes. Those are probably my favorite, just because I love a landscape. I cannot, because I love a view. Like I will stay anywhere where there's a view, so I'm like, I think that's why I love a landscape. So I guess for me, I want to go back in your career a little bit and talk about kind of learning to do, surface design. Because I know it seems to be kind of a trendy thing now, probably not in 2006.
Right.
But like, I do feel like now things are so easily translated to so many materials. So how was that kind of learning
printing?
curve? Yeah, between digital printing and people can cut their own vinyl with Cricut now. And like, so I think there's a lot of ways to kind of apply things easily.
Yeah.
So earlier in 2006, I mean, there was a different way of printing and where you had to engrave screens in order to get each color for your pattern.
Yeah.
And the minimums were high, but now with digital printing, you have such access to being able to create a piece of work and then, I mean, I bring it into Photoshop and create a pattern out of it. I love figuring out how things repeat and what would make a good layout for a piece of furniture.
So for me, that's such a challenge because of the math. Like sometimes you're like, I scaled this incorrectly, but if I want to, like the actual pattern,
it's like creating a puzzle.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a sneaky math fan. Like I didn't realize it until I started doing textile design, but I was like, oh, okay, well, this just seems to work with my brain.
That's fantastic. Because it's not even just like, you can do a brick style too. It's like, so a pattern has many, anyway, as starting at Ballard, and then there were certain places where I also needed to do it, even like working on plates, that's still surface design, but it would become like, okay, we try it one way and it'd be a fail or a flop. The vendor wouldn't, it'd be, then the learning curve is like, okay, so I need to do 2 decals. And so then I would be like drawing outlines. So that could be gold foiled. And then, so for me, it is so fun to hear other people who kind of, because I had to branch that learning curve myself. Does that make sense? It was just like trial and error.
Right.
It wasn't like I went to school for 2D, and it doesn't sound like you were either.
No, so. I didn't. I mean, I kind of learned by doing, and as my career evolved and as the industry evolved, like we
devolved.
Yeah, it did not devolve.
Well, maybe not too,
but
slip of the tongue.
Yes.
But it's such an interest, like you said, making a pattern and then looking historically too. I'm sure. Did you study a lot of old kind of textiles too?
Oh, it's one of my favorite places to come up with inspiration. Looking back at antique embroidery and looking at old pottery and the images that will be used there, and then taking that and translating it into just our own vision of, okay, what would work well as a good like repeatable motif or as a good floral that can be used at a large scale. It's it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I would also think that the having the home decor sort of angle like adds an interesting level to it, because what you might paint for art is one thing, and then what works successfully as a fabric is a completely different thing. But then you kind of get to play in both worlds, where like, would you paint like a paisley for a canvas? Maybe not.
Right.
But
so I think, it's having the two different categories, I guess. When you are creating a piece of art, or perhaps if you're a collector that's buying a piece of art, you hope that you're creating something that like has a real, it resonates with someone emotionally, and it's something that you want for them to hold on to for a long time. And of course, it's similar in designing fabrics too, but it's a little bit easier to, I guess, bring in a bit of a trend aspect to that, to be a bit more playful with textiles and use some colors that you feel like might be a bit of a reach. So it's really lovely to be able to do both.
But you also have to be thinking about, like you said, like, okay, what's this going to look like on a sofa?
Right.
Like, I can't, something that I'm painting to have an emotional connection isn't going to translate onto a piece of furniture as yardage, because you're mostly designing yardage, right? That will then be turned into things. So that is kind of a fun, like, I guess, divergence in the subject matter.
Mm-hmm.
So you might have like a similar medium, but like totally different subjects, which is kind of cool.
It's interesting the balance of I guess fine art versus design and being able to do the two.
Yeah.
Well, how has it been kind of diving into the fine art world? And I know it sounds like you painted and then you kind of textile and then you always painted, but now that this is, and we carry some of your beautiful pieces. So getting into that world, how has it been? Have you for finding inspiration and other artists? How does that go?
Oh, I mean, I love painting landscapes as you mentioned, but I find lots of. Are you kind of asking like where I maybe draw some of my inspiration?
Yes. Where do you get inspiration?
Well, with landscapes in particular, I mean, we are very fortunate to just live in a beautiful area of the country, and I grew up in Savannah. I went to college in the mountains of Tennessee. I did a semester abroad in Florence, Italy, and I love being able to paint kind of living things, I guess, landscapes and then the animals. And then I've got a floral in there too. But with landscapes, it's so easy to find inspiration. I mean, everywhere that you go. And my phone is just full of, little, kind of random moments of being like, oh, that's really pretty. I think that would translate beautifully into, and just taking photos from my phone. But with the landscapes, I really love to be able to take some of the images that I've gathered and try to bring in maybe some colors that are a bit more unexpected. Right now, I'm really into like terracotta and umber and warm tones, like and sap green. So one of the paintings that I have with Ballard right now really showcases some of those colors. But I love also focusing on light and attempting to bring light into the piece. The painting that you all are carrying is, I believe it's called August Pines, maybe. And
it's the landscape with the terracotta colors. Yeah.
And that was, that image was taken from, my husband and I were driving our children to St. George Island in Florida. And the landscape just looks different there. I mean, they have these beautiful, like, tall, skinny pine trees, and the light that comes through it, I just thought was so beautiful. And so that was a quick snapshot from the car. And then I actually also have a friend that lives in the area, and she had some beautiful photos of the area. So that was a bit of a combination of the two. But yeah, cool. When it's landscapes, it just seems very easy to come up with imagery that
your
resonates.
little series of animals too is so cute. Your little ducks are so sweet.
Oh, thank you.
I love the pink background with the ducks, and their orange beaks really like pop off the soft pink in the background too.
You are speaking of, there's a painting that it's actually in my daughter's bedroom. When I was pregnant with her, I was like, okay, I feel like I want to have this painting of all of these white ducks just waddling. It seems like a very sweet nursery type thing to add in, but that's still in her bedroom now, and I hope it will be something that, like my grandmother, that I can pass on to the next babies in the family.
When you were in school, you mentioned your art show. Senior art show. What were the subject matters of that? And
that was almost all primarily landscapes.
Yeah.
I think there were a few more abstracted pieces. But I don't know if you feel this way, Taryn, but I think abstracts are really difficult. I mean, it's
very difficult.
Yes, it's you're paying such attention to shape and form and color and balance, but you also want for it to seem maybe a bit random. So it can be tricky.
I feel like there are a lot of artistic and I guess sports too, but like the goal is to look as effortless and as easy as possible, but in order to do that, it's like incredibly difficult. It's like ballet, right? Like ballet should look like you're floating. Like it's the easiest thing in the world. And then, but like it's incredibly
I commend artists that are talented in creating abstract pieces because it takes a lot of patience. And then also there's such emotion behind it. I mean, I personally love abstract art in my own home. It's just, I don't create it as much.
Yeah. But even your pieces that you're doing, like there's a real looseness to it.
Yeah, like the watercolor dogs, again, I think for most people that would be really hard. Like you were saying, you make it look like an effortless free flow because you forced yourself, a talented artist, to like free flow and it's gorgeous. But yes, I think most people would be like, you know.
Well, watercolor is that same way, right? Like watercolor should look flowing and
can't
effortless.
Force it. Yes, like watercolor is going to move and you have to be okay with it.
Yeah.
You're going to get what you're going to get.
Yeah.
And that's kind of freeing too.
Yeah.
You can't control it.
Yeah. I mean, how many times I feel like when I have worked with people like teaching them that, I'm like, if you keep going over that, it's going to go through the paper. Like you will at some point while you're learning somehow rub some area so that the paper literally there's a hole and you'll be like, oh, I get it.
Can't go back now.
Yeah. So
you have to just embrace what happened.
Yeah.
Figure out how to, oh my God. And what if you have to duplicate it? Like, never, like you can't, right?
Can.
I mean, I guess you can.
She's like,
So the dogs, I actually, when I was selling them on my own website, they were all originals. And I would try to, I guess, replicate
within reason and
image, and that's why I mean it's kind of nice that they're okay. I've got it exactly how I want it, and now it's a print, and it's yes. But yeah, it was a sketch that I just kind of had some muscle memory for.
Okay, do either of y'all? I'm just going to ask you both since you both do watercolor, but I feel like some watercolor artists they start with the color, right? And then they add the water, or like they're doing both at the same time. But then I've also seen some artists who like put the water down and then like put in the pigment. And I'm like, how does that? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes. I know what you're saying. I just want to know because I took classes in high school. I took watercolor classes, so I learned from an artist. So the way I do it is the way he taught me. Does that make sense? So I want to know, like,
no, and in terms of the medium, I didn't have any formal training with watercolor, and so I almost use it a bit more like when I'm doing like a full color painting. Sometimes I feel like I use it very meticulously, almost like I'm using a colored pencil. And use really small brushes, and there's some, of course, larger areas that have that watery feel to it. But I like for my acrylic paintings sometimes to feel a bit. I'd like to treat that a bit more like watercolor when you really dilute.
I was going to say, do you dilute them down on the canvas?
I'll dilute the paint, and sometimes I'll paint on raw canvas rather than a gessoed canvas because it. You get these great kind of like splotches and movement, and it's a great way to build layers and then refine it on top.
Does it like absorb a raw canvas? Does it absorb the paint?
It absorbs it differently. Yes, when you have a gessoed canvas, it just kind of sits on top,
right?
Which is completely. I mean, that
has its own.
That's normal. Yes. But it's almost like you're painting on fabric, and so it just bleeds differently when you're painting on raw canvas.
Yeah. Do you? We were talking a couple of weeks ago about like doing your own canvases. Like, what is that process like, and what kind of scale are you painting in compared to the final prints, right? Because you can order a prints in like a variety of sizes.
Oh, Caroline, I am very blessed with a super handy husband. he stretches my canvases
he
for
makes
me.
toasters.
And yes. Oh my gosh, you all didn't hear this story, but
sorry.
But yes,
I forgot we talked about that off.
Yes, my husband is he went to school for industrial design, and when we were set up on a blind date, we were told like, oh, okay, so she designs textiles and she's an artist, and my now sister-in-law jumped in and said, my brother-in-law designs toaster ovens, and it was just a match made from there. But anyway,
so he's very handy.
He's very handy. Yes,
sounds like it. Yes.
He no longer does that. He's in tech now. But yeah, so he stretches canvases for me, and he also built this fantastic. It's a piece of furniture that goes the length of my studio that has storage and material storage and completed painting storage. And then
Amazing.
At the end of it, he built this drafting table. So
amazing.
Yes.
That's
so
cool.
In terms of stretching canvases, I'll leave that to the pros.
Yeah.
I'll buy canvases too, or sometimes it's nice to work on Birch board.
Mm-hmm.
Is another platform that I think is really fun to use. In fact, the zinnias painting, the floral, was originally painted on a piece of birch board, and
it's really cool. So how do you frame something like that, birch board?
I love a floater frame.
Okay.
I mean,
cool.
I feel like it's a little bit more of a contemporary way to let the art shine and just give it, but it makes it feel very polished to have a frame on there. So floater frames, I tend to lean towards that for almost all of my acrylic paintings, kind of like the one that you all have over here.
Oh,
that's in a floater.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. As somebody who kind of is starting out collecting, I know you kind of give a great tip again to be kind of checking into some schools even for some pieces of art. What are some recommendations you'd give to people as they continue to collect as an artist?
Well, okay, first of all, collecting might be intimidating to some.
Yeah.
But it's really fun if you can just kind of let loose and, I mean, go to an art gallery. You don't have to buy anything, but just go to an art walk, go to a gallery, see what speaks to you, because you should have some kind of reaction to a piece that you're, even if it's just like, oh, I want to spend a lot of time with that painting. You know, it's something that I want to have in my home and in my family for a long time. But there are lots of different entry points for being able to collect art. And you could look through galleries. There are emerging artist shows, which are a wonderful way to get to know some new artists and get to have a varied collection of works, and maybe get in on some of the works before the artists become very well known. Then there's also I think it's a wonderful way to collect art when you have the option to get a print, to get a giclée or a watercolor print. And then lastly, I personally love framing my children's art, and I like having a framer that I have a great partnership with. So when I'll bring something in and say like, my daughter made this butterfly out of a paper plate, and I just think it's really sweet. I want to hold on to it for a while. And they're like, oh, we've got the perfect frame for that. So it's nice to be able to collect various types of art that you can put on your wall to really make it feel like home.
Yeah. I do feel like sometimes people like really overthink an art purchase and like they're asking, is it good?
Sure, it's an investment.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand why that can be intimidating.
Right. But it's like, just buy something. Like, do you think it's good? Like, you don't, who cares what other people think?
Yeah.
Like,
it doesn't matter what I think. Like, to get something that, again, that you want to spend some time with.
Yeah. Yeah. What about in your own home, do you feel like the art piece needs to reflect the room in terms of like color?
No, because I I start with pieces that and I collect work from other artists. And if it's something that I like and I want to purchase, there will be a place in your home for it. And feel free to, I move my pieces of art, my collection around the house. So, you can either start with an art piece to design around a room. And I think sometimes sometimes it can be the last touch that you put on a room too. But that's the beautiful thing about art, is that you can move it. You can,
I think most designers do seem to give that as advice. Like sometimes it helps you to re-notice something too.
Yes.
When it's been like, again, you just walk past it every day and you don't. So if you shift them around, sometimes all of a sudden. Yeah.
It kind of makes your room feel fresh just by, changing out the pillows or moving the art around.
Yeah.
It's an easy way to do a quick update.
Yeah. Well, what about sizes of art? Because I feel like it's easy to move things around within depending on the size of the painting, right? Like you may only have a certain couple walls that make sense for one piece, but are there sizes that you feel like are more universally like easy to work in?
The two sizes that I continue for commissioned pieces that I continue to make again and again, just for me personally, are 36 by 36 and 36 by 38. And they're big enough to be a statement piece for the room, but you can still move it to other locations. But I also love having smaller pieces. In fact, the works that I've collected from other people are mostly on the bookshelves that are in my living room. And it's I really love collecting. I have a piece by Rachel English, who is she's an artist out of Texas, and she does these gorgeous cloud paintings. And I love her work. And I've also got a piece by Haley Mitchell. She does these faces that are somewhat abstracted and stylized, and I just think really fun. And then we also have a piece by Teal Duncan, who I was so happy to be able to add that into my collection. That was actually kind of a wild story because right after my husband and I had gotten engaged, I had been following along with her. I'm a fan of hers. And one Christmas she did like a Christmas giveaway of her work where she said, "Oh, just, these actually do work sometimes. Post a picture of a painting that you love, and I will be giving away a new painting to a lucky winner." And on Christmas morning, it was my first morning for Christmas with my husband's family. And my sister-in-law looks at the phone. She goes, "Oh my gosh, Anne, you just won a painting." And it was really just
That's
kind of,
so
I was like,
funny.
"Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I just got engaged, and I'm spending Christmas with my husband's family, and now I'm also winning a painting too." Yes.
It's a good day.
I never feel like anyone wins those. Congratulations.
I don't want any of them. I stopped I'm like, I don't mean...
Exactly. We gave up. We gave up because we didn't win.
Keep entering.
You're proof that... Yeah.
No, and it's a good reminder to that if you like someone's work and you're following along, to try to support them by by purchasing their stuff as well.
Yes.
So,
or winning it for free.
Or winning it for free. I mean,
if they have giveaways.
I mean, it's fair.
Yeah.
No, I mean, she is somebody that I absolutely would purchase from,
like,
but it was just like, oh my goodness, it's such a lucky thing.
Yeah.
What about now? What are you seeing in terms of like colors or patterns that you feel like in and maybe this is back to the textile world that are speaking to you, or things that you hadn't considered, working with that you're looking at now?
We have a creative team that we all meet on things that we're drawn to. And I keep coming back to antique textiles and embroideries. And as I said earlier, I'm really drawn to some of those muddier colors like terracotta and greens. And
I know personally, it does seem like right now there is this strong trend for these muddier colors, these like muted, muddy, layered colors. Because if we think about the colors that have just been seasonally in, there hasn't been a lot of very clean, crisp colors. I mean, even the lavenders and lilacs have been they've been in tons of browns. And I know even myself, it's like the terracottas and as we hear a pillow sitting next to us. So it does seem to be, the colors are definitely, like you said, very important right now too, to make sure you hit.
Well, it seems like, I've been thinking about it because it seems like florals have been just so popular and so strong for so many years that I'm curious, I guess, as to whether we feel like that's changing. Is that fading? Are there new things like, more geometrics that like paisleys or something that might like kind of come in to like support those florals or take over?
Currently, I'm looking for and drawn to, because we do create a lot of florals and they're beautiful. I mean, I personally love a floral, but I'm also trying to look for things that could be a bit more masculine, some geometrics. So I'm looking at architectural designs and like the moldings that go along the top of older buildings and trying to work that into something that can be used as surface design for textile. And I love the look of block printing also.
Yes.
And being able to take just like a little motif, and we don't block print, but we do lots of hand painted work, and so it's fun kind of coming up with a little design or a ditty. For those that don't know what a ditty is, I mean it's a small motif that's repeated over and over again. But I really like finding those tiny elements, even in antique textiles, that you might not notice, and say like, oh, let me just pull that tiny element out and tweak it a little bit and kind of give my own spin to it and see how that repeats out, because it looks completely different once you have it in a repeat.
Well, because like we probably all love florals, like you said, but like you need those go with patterns, right? Like you need those other supporting things to support it. And I love a block print for that purpose, because the regularity balances the more organic flow of like a floral or something like this, where you want like some structure next to it.
We're constantly talking about like, okay, so what can we create that that would be a good go with, it almost reads as a solid, that has some visual interest to it, but but you can pair it with those bolder patterns. So that's something that we're constantly looking out for.
I feel like painting is kind of like that same thing though, right? Like it's like it's the floral in this situation. Right? Like it's the big organic thing most of the time. And then you maybe have like lamps or accessories or like a furniture piece that go under it that sort of like support it and add the anchor that then like the art piece sort of creates the focal point from.
Yes.
But from like a trend part, I'd say florals are like, they're just always
they're here to stay. Yes.
Because it's like flowers are beautiful, but they always will, like they always go, right?
But cut flowers. Again, it's natural living things.
You're right.
So that I think resonates with.
So I think those like peak moments when things are beautiful is the pull to capture it.
But you don't feel like they have like had a real resurgence recently? Like
Yeah, I feel like we went through a geometric. I feel like somehow gray and geometric came at the same time a little.
You are right about that. Yes.
And then we came out of that, and we've been a lot
sort of like on the other side of the coin, right? Like
I think we swung. Yes, we swung the whole other way.
Yeah.
So I'm sure the swing will happen again. But.
Well, because there was a period where I feel like damasks were like really, they were like the bold. You know, like maybe in like the early 2000s, late 90s, like there was a lot of that where it was, it's traditional it's very bold and it has like some organicness to it, I guess sometimes. But
one of my favorite patterns that I'd painted actually was a damask where elements were taken from a piece of embroidery. And it's watercolored, so it has all of that toning on top of it. I mean, I wonder if, and it was printed on linen in lighter color. So I wonder if maybe the material that it was printed on gave it a bit of freshness. But yeah, you get to see all of that texture and the puddling of the watercolor in the print of the fabric.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to see florals go away because I love them too, but it just has seemed like just a real, like, dominant.
It is interesting how flowers,
like chintz, for example, was, I feel like we had like the Laura Ashley period, and then that's sort of like, okay, go take a back seat for a minute, and then like, oh, it's back.
Oh yeah, so, and there are people now who, down the road be like, what was that?
And it's in everything too, like, fashion and like. I feel like there's always like little calico print, like Liberty inspired, like wrapping paper and like just and like the little, have y'all seen those, like, I feel like quilted bags, like the Vera Bradley is all back, all again, like in little calico floral prints.
I didn't see that.
Oh gosh. Well, I did. Maybe all of my algorithms are very much towards like little girls.
Yeah. So you've hit
a lot
of
calico prints. Yeah.
That might be why. Yeah. I haven't hit any of those
maybe
little girls.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we were just listening. My team was just listening to a Coloro presentation on the colors for like fall winter 27, 28, and they said hunter green, and it's that
oh, take me back to the 90s. Yes,
it is and I have said this before on the podcast, my parents' house that was built in 1990 had the corner tub, toilet, shower, and sinks all that green.
Oh, God, yeah.
All that green.
Oh,
that hunter green.
The sink itself was green.
The sink, yeah.
Okay.
The top
ceramic.
was white tile, tiled.
Yeah. And don't we all remember how, like, what toothpaste looks like in that hunter green sink? Oh my God. Like,
the toilet.
Right.
I mean, the whole set.
Yeah.
The best part is knowing that it came as like a, they're like, and here you go. But anyway, speaking of, again, that research.
But that said, I mean, I love hunter green.
Yeah.
It can come back in elements and in different ways. And I mean, I don't know that we'll be seeing sinks or toilets, but hunter green.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll take it.
But it's
there are worse colors.
There are worse colors. Of course, they showed it and it was beautiful. But then we like started diving into, especially once they said the name of it. Like they use such beautiful words to describe it. So and you're like, yes. And then they like said hunter green. I was like, you lost me, and I'm back. But yes, I mean, just speaking of things resurging.
Yeah.
But you know what has always stayed, Caroline?
What?
Your favorite. Stripes.
Oh yeah, I know.
Oh, I love a stripe.
Yes, everyone loves a stripe.
We always
just joke.
Oh my gosh, we were just looking at a book that we're going to interview the author, and she is like stripe on stripe on stripe. I'm like, wow, I like stripes, but like I didn't know that she likes them way more than me. Let's just
it is the majority of my wardrobe and my children's wardrobe. We are.
Oh yes,
yes. We are constantly in stripes.
Do you use them in your home?
I do. Yes, I think. Okay, well. All right, honestly, living room, I have been peeking at, I'd really love to buy myself some Larkin chairs and y'all have some gorgeous stripes right now that are performance grade. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I think that would be.
Yeah. I'm so grateful for performance patterns.
Oh,
because I feel for a while performance was like it was
solid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's something. I just am so excited the amount of patterns.
And unfortunately, I have learned the lesson that even if it's performance, if it's solid and one color, like you can get it out the stain, but you have to always be getting out the stain, right? Like if you have some tone and you have some pattern, then it camouflages to where you don't have to you are not going to see every little.
We really like to test the limits of our performance sofa.
Right.
Yeah. You're really just in the trying those out.
We all are. I think we all kind of have kids the same age. Yeah. Yeah. But like the pattern adds a little bit more of an insurance policy.
It does, yes.
Whereas like
buy a stripe.
Buy a stripe. Yeah, that's a good.
Well, stripes to me are kind of like a denim, right? Like you can kind of put it with anything, and it. Yeah, I just don't know if I
and they work
put them
with
lots of other stripes. Like I would usually do like a stripe in each room, but not bold like 4 stripes in each room. But it looked great. It was beautiful.
You got to know what you're doing to do that.
Yeah. She's up here and I'm down here. Yeah. So in terms of color, you feel like the terracottas, greens,
ochre.
Yeah.
Some of those warmer neutrals. I think we saw gray for a long time, and I mean,
we loved it when it was. I was going to say we all loved it when it was happening.
Oh,
so it's not to.
Yeah. I think
when it started,
you see too much of, eventually you're like, okay, I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
So it's not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just anything in excess. It's like you then kind of want to go away from.
And with both painting and textiles, it's a great way to bring in elements of color into your home and find something that feels really fresh to you. So it's. I mean, I love the whole rainbow. So I just kind of, when I'm painting, I just work with whatever feels right on my palette that day.
Yeah. And if you're working a lot in nature, again, and being inspired by nature, you're going to get those tones that are muddier as well.
Absolutely.
Naturally. I want to go and talk about matting because do you like the kind of patterned mats, or do you like a good solid white mat?
So I have been known to, I do love a good solid mat, white solid mat. But recently I've worked with my framing partner. They will cut mats for me, and then I paint on the mat too, and just have that be its own piece of art as well. And paint just like a little border in gouache around it. So I'm for both. I'm in the camp of both are great. It just
but only the two of you can do that. Like
that's not true.
But like I can't paint, so how am I gonna get it? I can't.
Your husband can.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying that, like, I feel like that is a level that only like the artist can. Or would you ever have a client who would say, like, "Will you paint me something and paint the mat too?" Like, have you ever done that for someone else?
I have thought that it would be beautiful for people that are framing their wedding invitations. I mean, have sell just the painted mat as a piece of artwork, include elements of the florals that were in their wedding, or maybe they got married on the coast and you can include birds or fish. Or
that's hers. You can't steal that.
I can't steal that.
She's got a website. She's
fine with me. Just wait. You got to do it before this episode comes out. Yeah.
Just scheming. No, I did see you had some on your website, and I thought they were so precious. So
that's a great idea.
Painted mat,
because it adds like a little bit more of a dimension.
It just gives a little pop.
At
home, I have a photo of my children that I have. The mat has just all of these like decorative florals all the way around the border, and it was a picture of the two of them when we were in the mountains, and they were illegally picking flowers at a garden, but it just kind of felt like a fun little nod
to what was
put that in
the memory.
Yes.
I love that for family photos. That I've never
Yes.
thought about that. Yeah, that's a great idea. Have you been doing that? I feel like you've been painting mats a little bit.
I've done a little bit of painting mats. I've wrapped them in fabric too.
Yeah.
I followed that trend. Did a few of those.
But okay, what fabric did you use? Because I feel like you would have to use something really thin.
I did use a ticking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So,
ticking is pretty.
I didn't
It's hard
want
to get
too
those
busy.
edges right too when you're
But it's in
wrapping.
my personal hallway upstairs. So
Yeah,
like you said, it's like I'm the only one enjoying it, so it's perfect.
Yeah.
But or even the wrapped frames. Have you seen, or like, have you painted the frame themselves or wrapped?
Goodness. I have.
You've done it all.
No, I haven't done it personally, but I love the look of it.
Yeah.
When it's a patterned mat and then the pattern continues around the frame too. I mean, how sweet. It's just beautiful.
It seems like a great way to maybe like recycle a little bit, right? Where like if you get something from a family member and you're like, this is a great frame, but like,
but y'all get comfortable with the DIY. Like I mean, especially if you're going to add some pattern to a mat board. I mean, the investment is low.
I could probably handle a stripe. Maybe.
Yeah.
Very much. You can do that. Yeah, exactly. I think you can do it. That's just math.
Yeah. I have tried to get Will to paint me some lampshades. I love that painted lampshade look.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Where like,
has he done it? Do you want me to do it?
Not yet, no.
Anne can do it. She can probably do a
one of you could do it for me way faster.
I did paint lampshades for my son's room. He needed something in there, and I couldn't find one. And I just was like, I'm going to paint a stripe on it. And I did. It's not perfect, but
I had this idea that I wanted to do basically like a similar pattern to the powder room. Like it's for sconces outside of our powder room. As sort of a little like preview going to the powder room. So I was very specific, of course.
I for someone's baby room, I did like the wallpaper I copied the wallpaper onto the lampshade because I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
It wasn't that great.
I mean, is there any room that is more fun to decorate than a nursery?
No.
I mean,
you're right.
Come on. That is.
Yeah.
Well, because they don't have an opinion.
I know.
Right?
It's like
so you can do whatever you want.
It's so true.
I mean, I've taken the same approach in my dining room, but I feel like that's not a...
And you can be like more whimsical in a kid's room, right?
Can,
like
you
can just kind of...
I think that's what I felt about the dining room too, though.
That's true.
It was like, it's a place, it's a special place. Mm-hmm. It's in general.
Yeah.
I should say in my house, it feels like more special events are in there. So it felt more
when
like...
you walk in the door, Taryn's painting a mural in her dining room. Yeah.
But I had a little too much fun. Like I didn't want it to feel overly formal.
Do you feel like you want to keep adding to it or evolving it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the fun of creating something in your own home.
Yeah. Yes.
Are you sitting at dinner being like, I need to add a little shading over there?
Oh, yeah. Well, because it kind of went in phases. So the first trees need more lemons and because I filled in more over, like as I went, these leaves are way fuller and this side needs, So yes.
Needs a little fertilizer.
Yeah.
Over on the other trees.
Mm-hmm. Those trees need some help. Yeah. It's fall over there. It's summer over there. Yeah.
Do you ever feel like at your house you're like, oh, I need something on this wall. Like I'm just going to go paint it myself.
Yeah. Do you whip up?
I mean, I'm sure you all feel the same way too, that I constantly want to redecorate my house because I mean, just as there is a new collection of fabric coming out or if I'm creating a series of paintings that I'm like, oh, you know what? I just really love how this is going. I mean, I am constantly inspired to just redo everything. I can't say that I haven't at home, but there's so much good out there.
Yeah.
Well, and it's always coming. And I think that's the beautiful part too. What we do in the space we're in is you're just, as you, like you said, you start working on something, you're like, well, I really like this, but it doesn't fit in my current space. What if?
Yeah.
You're always looking for a room, back to finding a fun room to do things in.
Yeah.
Because nurseries are so fun.
Oh, and some of my most favorite pieces that I have painted have been commissions for nurseries.
It's really sweet.
They're sweet, and you just think about okay, well, this is going to live in a room where this like cherished child is going to grow up. And it's,
I feel like we put more like thought and care into nurseries in a way that it like you might neglect your living room, right? Because like it's fine. But then with your nursery, you're like, I want it to be.
There's a timestamp on that.
I think that's why it works, though, right? Yeah. It's almost like you have in general the lead up. Right?
Yeah.
In general.
And it's small.
And you have a due date.
Yeah.
And so you really are truly working towards, in general.
Yeah.
Like this room has this one purpose, and here is it's like the date it has to be done. Where, you're never moving into a house and being like, the dining room has to be done unless you plan a party specific. But it's true. Like your bedroom, you're like, not like, well.
No one goes in there but me. I can do whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. When do you take the time to?
You're like, it needs to be done by this due date because I'm not going to do anything after they're, you know what I mean? Like once they're born, it's like I'm going to be occupied. Yeah.
What is the phrase? The cobbler's
Yes, of course. Yeah.
I think it's easy to fall prey to that.
Yeah. Anne, thank you so much for coming by. Your paintings are beautiful.
Yes. Yeah. No, thank you. Your work is just so beautiful and so inspiring. And your website is you have so much of your work on there for people to enjoy. So if they want to go and check it out.
Thank you. Yes.
Or commissions. You do commissions too.
Commissions as well. Yeah. Yes. Happy to do them. And it's a real love of mine to have the ability to be able to paint something that either meant something, a place that meant something to someone, or a subject matter, and it's just really special to be a part of people's homes.
Yeah, and we're
your
grateful.
Collection.
Yeah, it's
your collection of mats, painted mats coming soon.
Oh gosh, coming soon. I know. I need to get on that.
Well, until then, they can purchase it on our website. They can purchase your other paintings. Exactly. So we're lucky to have you on there. So
thank you so much.
Everyone can enjoy your beautiful work.
Thank you.
Okay, well, can you tell everyone where they can find you, follow you, and see your work?
Yes. So my Instagram is Anne Bohne Art, and my website is Anne Bohne Art as well. So you can see my works there.
Awesome. All right. That's our show. And that's our show. You can find all of the show notes on our blog, howtodecorate.com/podcast.
To send in a decorating dilemma, email your questions to podcast@ballarddesigns.net so we can help you with your space.
And of course, be sure to follow us on social media at Ballard Designs.
Don't forget to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss an episode. And please leave us a review. We'd love to hear your feedback.
Until next time, happy
decorating.